I'm here for the Preservation Board. Most of our members work, as I do, on Saturdays, so Kent couldn't make it, so I'm the only one here. Y'all have in your packet kind of an overview of what we've accomplished this year and what our goals are for next year. What our goals for next year, primarily, I would like to hit on a few things. It's a little overview. John, on you? No, it's on the back page, maybe, that it's connected to that. It's 2 sheets. Yeah, that. Our goals, you know, what we've accomplished, the biggest accomplishment is the survey we should be getting back that Tarleton prepared on the 21st or thereabouts. It should be about a 500-page document that will have almost 200 properties surveyed, identified what's significant about them, the history of that property, the structures, the style, and everything based on that. So that, using that as a guide, we would want to look at our district and make expansion plans. Like, for instance, Oakdale. That's one reason, you know, because as soon as we get that, we'll be reviewing that and coming up with ideas for how should we expand. What is this professional team, if you will, even though they were grad students, but Dr. Baker's the one who's going through and actually doing all of this. What is his advice, basically, through that survey on what are the significant historic structures in Glen Rose? Not just our opinion, but this is somebody who's really stopped to look at all the properties. And so we will follow the results of that, follow up with expansion plans, and then in our grant application, which will be due September 1 for the Certified Local Government Program, we would like to probably go ahead and pursue there are 2 steps. You can either go for a preservation plan or design guidelines, and I'm thinking the design guidelines might be more needed at this point, and that would be hiring a firm basically to come up with detailed design, kind of like the overlay is doing, more or less. It's going to say, okay, this is a arts and crafts style house. This is how you would do the porch. This is how the columns would look. This is how this details on petrified wood restoration or such things that are the key significant elements that we have in Glen Rose, and we would identify things that would be a hands-on book that would help citizens and code enforcement and everybody in preserving their properties. Other grants we want to pursue, I ran out of time this year and didn't get a grant for the sidewalk to the mill. There's a Preserve America program, grant program that's offered every year, and it's for walking tours of your historic properties. It could go for brochures, such, and I had included that budget item for that in this presentation. A couple of other ideas for next year. Upcoming, we would like to establish a preservation award, something like Citizen of the Year, but Preservation Project of the Year, or something to really highlight the people, the citizens that have really done an amazing job in, you know, getting an old property and fixing it up. And just, you know, I think this was important to recognize the efforts that people are making. And then another idea I got from a workshop I went to in Granbury was most communities create a preserve, Glen Rose, preserve, Granbury, preserve, a 501c3 that can raise money for your city and for our preservation efforts, because the city can't do a lot of, you know, can't raise money and sell things as like, for instance, you could do a fundraiser for Oakdale or something. If you had this Preserve Glen Rose, they could have a bootleggers ball at the, gala at the skating rink and make money that would go towards preservation for Oakdale and for all the efforts. And it's a useful tool because, and especially for grants, because you can go for private grants if you're a 501c3. We're a city, there are a lot of grant programs, and it's a tool that's worked very effectively for other communities. So we want to explore that idea of what it would entail to do that. And the budget, we're probably way over because I haven't filed for my reimbursement for the grant yet. I've got all the paperwork finally gathered where I'll be working on that very soon. We're not, I kind of don't know how to do government budgets, so, you know, I believe in bidding a job and coming in a little under. And that's kind of how we're going to come in under what we had budgeted for last year. But to me, we'll be ordering some books and doing some things now, but so we will be spending some of that money, but you know, we're not going to use it all. And so this next year's budget, we've brought our total budget figure down, and it's primarily grants. If you look at it, the bulk of that is just for grant matching. We went ahead and put in another $10,000 because the design guidelines would cost a considerable amount, probably, you know, 18 to 20-something thousand. You know, I'm just guessing. We have to get estimates on that. And then there is a national convention that will be in Austin, and that's why the training is so good. It's such a golden opportunity. We have the National Trust National Conference will be in Austin in October, late October, and I definitely have, you know, as many board members that can go to that. And so, and that may even come a little bit out of this year's budget because the early bird registration is pretty soon. So I guess that might, you know, come down to this budget a little bit too. So anyway, any questions?
I have a booklet on that convention in the office. I've been meaning to get it to you. I just haven't had time. And it has all the agendas and the rolling and all that. If you'd like to come in and give me a number of how many people you were going to have go.
Well, I'm hoping we'll have, I plan to go, and I'm hoping one or two others will go for what they can of it.
Well, we'll probably need some names because they like to make badges.
Oh yeah, right. No, we'll get that because we will have a call meeting probably as soon as we get the survey, so we can start reviewing that, and we'll decide at that point who all can go with that.
When does the early bird registration?
I want to say August. It's pretty, you know, probably within, yeah, it's getting close. I need to look at that.
It looked like a really good thing.
It's excellent. I mean, it really, it's one of those things you would go to if it were close, and Austin is as close as we can get. So anyway, thank you, and I'll get with you, Peggy, too, on turning in for our reimbursement or something soon too. So thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Anybody have any questions?